On a day when a series of new swing state polls are creating huge news on the state of the presidential race, the ruthless theft and release of some private emails has become the big story. Those emails reportedly came from retired four-star General Colin Powell. Well, he's confirmed it now. A man with a bipartisan record, serving under 3 Republican presidents, recently voting twice to elect President Obama, and widely expected to endorse Hillary Clinton. That's why it wasn't a huge surprise when this leak started off with a Powell email from this June calling Trump a, quote, national disgrace and an international pariah. And it wasn't just Trump taking fire. Powell also hammered General Michael Flynn. He's one of Mr. Trump's leading foreign policy advisors, and he is here live tonight to respond. But then we saw some reporting on a scathing email from 2014 about the Clintons. General Powell writing, quote, "I would rather not have to vote for her, although she's a friend I respect. A 70-year-old person with a long track record, unbridled ambition, greedy, not transformational, with a husband still blanking bimbos at home," according to the New York Post. I love that he sources. Even in his private emails, he sources on the blanking of the bimbos. In moments, we'll be joined by Fox News digital politics editor Chris Direwalt, along with Dana Perino, who's co-host of The Five and a former colleague of General Powell's. Awkward. But first, we go to Trace Gallagher with our investigation into how this story unfolded today. Trace?
Megan, the 2 years' worth of emails were stolen from Colin Powell's Gmail account and given to an anonymously run website called DC Leaks, which has a history of publishing hacked political emails and reportedly has ties to Russian intelligence services. There are several emails where Colin Powell pushes back against what he calls Hillary Clinton's attempt to blame him for her email scandal, quoting, "I told her staff 3 times not to try that gambit. I had to throw a mini tantrum at a Hamptons party to get their attention. She keeps tripping into these character minefields." Powell says he made it crystal clear to Mrs. Clinton that he never set up a private server while he was Secretary of State and always used a government computer for classified documents. Quoting again, "They are going to blank up the legitimate and necessary use of emails with friggin' records rules. Everything HRC touches, she kind of screws up with hubris." Colin Powell also discussed Hillary Clinton's health. In an email conversation with Democratic mega donor Jeffrey Leeds, Powell writes, quote, "On HDTV, she doesn't look good. She is working herself to death." Mr. Leeds responds by saying that Rhode Island Democratic Senator Sheldon Whitehouse told him that he and Clinton gave, quote, "speeches at the same event a few months back, and she could barely climb the podium steps." Jeffrey Leeds also sent a number of emails to Colin Powell detailing Hillary and Bill Clinton's dislike of President Obama. Powell also goes after Donald Trump, telling a journalist earlier this summer that Trump, quote, "is in the process of destroying himself. No need for Dems to attack him." Later, Powell complains to another reporter about giving Trump free media, quote, "You guys are playing his game. You are his oxygen," and saying, quote, "to go on and call him an idiot just emboldens him." Powell also called Trump a racist for his birther comments against President Obama. The Trump campaign has not responded to our calls for comment. The Clinton campaign has chosen not to comment. All these emails are clearly more critical of the Clintons than of Donald Trump, but as CNBC points out, the primary headline of the day was Colin Powell calls Donald Trump a national disgrace. Megan.